acting director of SCB, at one point stopped, at one point cleared the sale of a hotel in Blantyre, Amaris Hotel, and the Office of Attorney General is involved, and so many other offices. Now, looking at the figures which are being mentioned that are exchanging hands, people who contribute to this fund are left with questions. If there's a value for money, looking at the regulator, Reserve Bank, the then governor, wrote a letter which spoke against the sale and the investment, rather, of the pension money into this hotel because it said it means they're going to start recovering the money 35 years from now. And also, this same trust fund, they are also constructing another hotel in the same location of Blantyre. Now, people of the Dzakasina were asking, is it coincidental that at first the money which was evaluated at this hotel was 47 billion, that was in June thereabout, and the then government had advised against it. Now, 5 months down the line, the value has jumped from 47 billion, reportedly, to 128 billion. I don't know, I'm not good in maths. Without any proper evaluation, there's no devaluation. What necessitated the increase? At the same time, my good Minister of Finance, he's my uncle, Adad Jose, the way he's called in Chirazuru North, Adad Jose, was in the media, and we were all applauding him that the government for the first time are now limiting the pension funds to this trust. And the first chunk has been paid by this government to this trust fund. Within months, we are hearing that 90 billion has already exchanged hands, selling this, buying the Amaris Hotel. And this is the same fund they bought Lifestyle Hotel here in Longwe. Now, people of the Dzakasina this afternoon want to know, one, if the Minister of Finance or this government, whether it's Minister of Justice, they are aware of this sale, what role are they playing to protect this public money, whether it's coming from account number 1 or not, but the money which public pension trusts are using, it's a public money because it's of public interest, and these are public civil servants who contribute. So what role are they playing to protect and safeguard that? Because there are so many reports coming in on mismanagement of funds under this fund. They are buying lands at exorbitant prices. They are buying properties without looking at the value for money. So we don't know maybe whether, I don't want to insinuate that there's someone behind it who is getting a share out of it. So this afternoon, people of the Dzakasina want to get pronouncement from government. If you may wish, First Deputy Speaker, I have all these documents from Attorney General, from Acting Director of SCB, the first letter which the Reserve Bank Governor wrote, I have it here, and the letter which the current Governor wrote, I have it also. And even in the minutes of a board of pension trust fund which they had, and the resolution were against the sale or the buying of Amaris Hotel. I can submit them through your office, Mr. Speaker, sir, and I submit for your attention, sir.
Thank you. Honourable Minister of Finance.
Thank you very much, Mr. First Deputy Speaker. I would like to start by thanking the honourable member for raising this very important question so that Malawians need to know about this issue. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I want to mention as a preamble that the PFTF, Public Sector Pension Fund Trust, is a standalone contributory fund that was set up in accordance with the Pension Act, Chapter 5502, and it is managed by independent Board of Trustees. In addition, because I think the honorable member was insinuating that maybe it was paid through government accounts, the answer is no. They have their own accounts. Actually, if they were producing accounts, if the past 5 years we were producing accounts, I was supposed to lay them on this table. So it's independent institution on this one. You can go to the trust. You have the act there. So no insinuation should be made that maybe a payment was made through Ministry of Finance or paid through Accountant General or through FMS. The answer is no. It was established in 1st July 2017, and the fund draws its mandate from the Pension Act, which requires that all employees be put on a pension. The fund is regulated by the Registrar of Financial Institutions. This is the Reserve Bank of Malawi. And the governor is the registrar for all pension funds, not only this fund, for all pension funds, because a pension fund is like a bank. So it is regulated, monitored by the central bank. According to the Act, the registrar has the overarching responsibility to regulate, supervise, and ensure the highest standards of conduct of business by all pension funds. As the honorable member has outlined in his question, government has also noticed just a few days ago the documents circulating in the social media regarding the purchase of Amaris Hotel by the Public Sector Pension Fund Trust. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, government also noted that the Registrar of Financial Institutions, as the regulator of pension funds, had written to the pension fund, one, reminding them of the advice he gave previously regarding the acquisition of the hotel. The registrar further also stipulated the associated risks with the purchase and the need to ensure that the fund does not breach the prudential requirements as prescribed by the registrar. He also further demanded this. He also further demanded that the sale of the hotel be rescinded. I'm sure you have, honorable member, you have that communication. Now, I think you have, the honorable member is asking, what is the stand of government? Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I will want to say the following. Government stands and supports the position taken by the registrar of financial institutions that prudential guidelines should not be violated to ensure that civil servants' pension money is secure and protected. Pension funds should always be safeguarded and ensure that they get better return on their investment. Having said this, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, as you are aware, that Parliament has an overall an overarching responsibility, an oversight role on matters of this nature. Therefore, government is saying, if it pleases this August House, You can either constitute an ad hoc committee or any other relevant parliamentary committee that you may decide to investigate the matter and report back to this August House. There is no need to speculate, my fellow honorable members. You have that responsibility. Go and find out the truth. You can talk to any stakeholder there. You get the truth. There's no point for speculation. There's no need to be putting other people's names in the mud for no reason at all. As you are aware also, and even for the general public also there's what we call the access to information. Even the public can go and find out what happened. They can find out. So I think that's what I can say at this particular point. So, but also, as you have said, actually, honorable member, you have said you need to find out. Actually, you need to find out more, because there's a lot that has indeed happened there. You have talked about the lifestyle hotel, the former Sigerege. Go and find out what happened. You should also go and find out what happened with the hotel, the one that we are referring to, because I'm sure you know when that happened. You need to find out the truth. I want you to extend that, and it will be glad, because this government, the government of Professor Tabita Mutharika, makes sure that there's transparency. And should you want us to support you for that committee, we are ready to give you the resources. Do it. You get it? But there's no reason at all. There's no reason at all for us to be speculating. You go and know the truth there. So that's what I would want to say, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, that please go and find out and report back to this August House. Thank you very much. And Sigereke and the others as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Finance. I will recognize the Honorable Member from Kota Kota, or the owner of the question, the Honorable Member from Kota Kota Central. I could not recognize you. Did you go for a haircut? You're looking so good. I wanted to appreciate. And the Honorable Member for Pirilanjuzi. In that order. Honourable members, this is Standing Order 14. So the procedures on how we should go into the matter are written under Standing Order 14. So as you know, you cannot ask questions. You can ask for a clarification from the Honourable Minister, but you have 5 minutes. The beauty is not a minute, 5 minutes to raise your concerns and debate. Thank you.
Thank you so much, First Deputy Speaker. And let me thank the Minister of Finance for his responses. To begin with, I am happy that he agrees that there's a need to do a proper inquiry as to how the funds which our civil servants, those who retired and the ones who are saving now, the money which they are contributing to this fund is being used. Because as you have alluded to, the funds are public funds. But I was not much convinced because as a Minister of Finance, you are the key player in this. I thought you'd be more concerned because I said, is it coincidence that this 90 billion was being paid as a sale, first payment sale of this hotel soon after when the government has remitted the pension money which the government was not remitting before. Soon after that, that's where this 90 billion has been paid. And the Reserve Bank, which has stopped as a regulator, is part of the government. I had also mentioned the SCB, the law of SB acting director. at area 1 had stopped. Later on, it said it's cleared. And even the law of Attorney General, the Office of Attorney General, these are the public offices. These are government. Now to say, no, how they operate, we don't intervene, they pay using the account. Yes, we know they pay using their fund account, but this is public money. That's why there's a word public at the first. And even the Pension Act, which made them to formulate this in 2017, it's a government and a public law. So what I thought is that while the minister is agreeing on the rest, I didn't agree to say whatever is happening, it's like it's none of their concern. I didn't agree on that aspect, First Speaker. But I agree the ad hoc committee to do the inquiry on lifestyle, on everything, how the funds are being used as a trust fund. A lifestyle hotel, this Amaris hotel, the land which they are acquiring, the properties which they are doing, there's so much. I could hear from background the pastor from CFC, the one of the ministers of local government, was saying the scope is growing. Yes, the scope is growing, and we need to go and do more of investigation on that one. So I submit, First Deputy Speaker. Sir.
Thank you. Kota Central.
Thank you so much, Honorable First Deputy Speaker, for recognizing the people from the beautiful lake of Malawi, Kota Central, to make a contribution on this important issue of national concern. And thank you so much, Honorable Minister of Finance, for your very candid and intelligent response to the question. I'm following up with a few questions, not because I disagree with you, but because I would like us to put things into their proper perspective. At the beginning of your response, which I take to be a launch pad, you did indicate that the pensions fund is a private investment, a private fund. But we also see in the transactions or in the communications that we're going through that the Reserve Bank was involved, and the Attorney General's office was also contacted for an opinion, which really leaves it somewhere in the middle there as to whether it is indeed completely private or it is a public fund, particularly when you mention the office of the Attorney General being involved. I would like to ask, from your experience for the little time you have interacted with this issue, or you have handled this issue, do you think there is need, or don't you think there is need that we should put the trust fund in its proper category, whether as a private fund, in which case it should have its own board and its own private lawyers to consult for such decisions, or as a public fund, then we clearly define it. Because we cannot be blowing hot and cold at the same time. We say it's private in one stretch, and in the other stretch, we allow it to seek guidance or legal opinion from the Attorney General's office. I think that's conflicting, and it's confusing on the face of it. So, firstly, I'd like to seek that guidance from your office. Don't you think we should have proper clarity? Either we categorize it as a private fund completely and allow it to have its own private board running it as a private fund, as Odi Mutual and other funds do with their private lawyers. Or if we take it as a public fund, then let it come completely under public control. Secondly, Honorable Deputy Speaker, sir, through you, I would also like to find out from the Minister of Finance, him being a finance person, who is oriented in profit making and not losses. The hotel in question, Amaris Hotel, was being sold or is being sold because it's making losses, loss after loss. From the little research I made, I'm informed that hotel check-in rate in Malawi is at 56%. And if you focus on Amaris in particular, most of their business was coming from government. Most of their clients were government employees or public officers. And without government, it means they won't be making even the little that they were making, going from that premise. Now, how feasible, how logical, how sensible is it that it should be the same government, which was perhaps the only source of business for Amaris, to buy the hotel that can't make business elsewhere? Is government going to relocate this hotel, move it to a different location for it to start making business? For me, this is a chikampurigile kind of business. And government has accepted it because public money does not belong to anyone, in my view. Honorable Minister of Finance, my submission on this, and which is also a plea with the government, is that this is a non-starter kind of a deal. From a business point of view, we shouldn't have even entered into negotiations for this bill, for this transaction. Whoever started it, I think made a wrong decision. So I would like to ask you if you would consider withdrawing from the transaction completely, because as it is now, it seems the question is hinging on the price and not the merit of the transaction, such that if the price was reduced, everyone would find sense in buying it. But I don't see the sense in buying it because it's making losses. Is government going to create new clients? I don't think so. Finally, through you, Mr. Speaker, sir, I agree completely with the Minister of Finance that an inquiry needs to be made into the purchase of what used to be formerly known as Sigerege Hotel. Some of us have heard, of course, I have no evidence, and this House would insist on evidence. But if you would allow me, we have heard that even those hotels were overpriced because some important public figures then, or politicians then, wanted to be paid out for political deals. And the only way they could pay out is overpricing of the Sigerege Hotel and the Nifi House, which is right here in City Center. If you could also inquire into that, because when we are dealing with mess, we must not deal with the mess that has erupted today only. We must clear even the mess that took place before us, because government is a continuing business, what they call an ongoing concern. So if your ministry would also help dig into that, because it seems it did not start here. Whoever started this transaction of Amaris inherited the thinking from what happened in Sigerege and other such transactions. And if we don't get back to that, we'll not deal with this problem once and for all. We need to do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Honour Minister, before Pilanjuzi, I see the Honour Minister rising before you.
I think, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I wanted to clarify my point because I think there's a misunderstanding that I need to clear. What I said, the trust, public sector pension fund trust, I said it's standalone. I'm sure you can check in the record. I said standalone, and it's different for being private. I want to give an example. This hotel, what do you call this hotel? Umoz. It's not an MDA. It's not a ministry department or whatever. But it's standalone, but of course we have shares. The same applies to Air Malawi, for example. I just want to explain what I meant a standalone and different from being private. The two are different. Air Malawi, we own it, but it stands on their own, with their own board. The same with Sunbed. We own shares. It's a standalone, but of course we have shares. I didn't say, I still repeat, I didn't say it's private. I want you to understand that. I wanted you to make a difference between Ministry of Health, which is 100% accurate, reports to us, different from the pension fund. I hope that clears it. The word standalone and being private. I wanted to give you that distinction. And I've given a specific example of that. Secondly, Mr. Field Deputy Speaker, I need to be guided. I've given the opportunity to the members in this August House, go and find out the truth. You can do anything you want. Again, I still repeat, why should you speculate? You can even start the investigation tomorrow. And you know the truth. And you are saying that the government is not doing anything. At the same time, you are saying RBM is the government, and government has acted. You are saying government has not acted. What are you saying? Because the Reserve Bank of Malawi is government. That's why it has taken the action it has taken. So we are not silent. We are equally concerned, like any of you, and we want to know the truth. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Honorable Speaker.
We'll finish. Is that a point of order, Kota Central?
Not necessarily, but there was a question put to me, kind of, in response. So I wanted to clarify, because my question, I think, still hasn't been answered to an extent. So I want to, because this is an opportunity to engage with the minister of a very particularly important issue. Just a minute, if you could allow me. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister, for that clarification. But my point, I mean, in terms of its gist, was that there is need for us to put the pension funds in a context that can be very safe. So, in other words, to put it differently, I would suggest, and I implore upon you to take time to consider that, transferring the pension fund, public pensions, into a completely private manager who can have the full powers to make business decisions that are plausible. Because surrounding the whole issue is the question of political interference. I think there is nothing more than that. What if you consider putting the public pensions and pension funds?
Karonga Nyungwe, order. Please, Karonga Nyungwe, return back to your seat. Other seat.
I'm just coming from here.
Yeah, please go back there. You're blocking the speaker to view the other member on the floor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. What if government, Honorable Minister, considers putting the pensions fund into a completely detached manager who could be making financially prudent and commercially viable decisions?
Thank you. Honourable Member, we are getting you. I think you and the Honourable Minister are on the same page. Honourable Minister, do you want to clarify before Pilanju's completes it?
Maybe I think it's still, I need to maybe to say, because I thought what we are saying is here, and what I've proposed, go and do investigations, you make a recommendation here. Suffice to mention that some of the issues that were mentioned, they're already there. For example, the board that has been there is a board that we found. And this is, I don't know whether I should say it is your board. I don't know whether I should use that word. Because I can mention the names here, if you don't mind. Do you want me to mention the names? Yes. The people that made the decision? Yes. I'm starting. I don't know. Will you allow me to do so? No,
Honourable Minister, you've already referred us as Parliament, and those names will be submitted in the process of the inquiry, and the committee will make those decisions. Thank you very much, Honourable Minister. I will guide you that way. Let's finish by Pilanju. Make your submissions, and then we curtail this.
Thank you very much, Honourable Deputy Speaker, for granting me the floor this afternoon. Deputy Speaker, I'm very angry. Actually, I'm shocked by this kind of corruption that we see, because one does not have to be a forensic auditor to know that this is corruption in broad daylight. And that is why when the hotel was valued at 47 billion, the MCP government that the minister is referring to stopped it. They stopped this sale because it was not worth it. When the current government came, they did not just resuscitate this corrupt deal, but they went further to multiply the value of Ama's hotel by 3, moving from 47 billion to 128 billion. And they have already paid 90 billion. Deputy Speaker, I'm very angry. Very, very angry. I'm also angry and shocked with the attitude that the Honorable Minister of Finance and others have shown in this matter. Because when he was explaining, he was saying, as you do the inquiry, can you also make sure that you also do an inquiry on Sigerege? That's what he said. So what it means is that this is justified simply because some time back, the same board also bought Sigerege. What we are saying here, if there was something wrong with the purchase of Sigerege, we need to inquire into that. But we also have to stop this nonsense. Deputy Speaker, this is not on. This is not on. From 47 billion to 128 billion, and despite the fact that Reserve Bank governor, as registrar of pensions, has said this has to be rescinded, the people have already exchanged 90 billion kwacha. And these are funds, pension funds, by the civil servants. We pay the civil servants with our taxes.
We have
These funds are deducted from their salaries. We represent the civil servants.
Please resume your seat. We have a point of order from Palombe.
This is not on.
Please resume your seat. I'll give you 2 minutes. Palombe South, on a point of order, yes.
Thank you, First Deputy Speaker, for recognizing the people of Palombe South. Is it in order, or is it a parliamentary word to use nonsense in this house? Maybe as newcomers, you need to teach us on that. Is nonsense a parliamentary word? I would love to understand and to learn. Thank you, your first speaker.
Thank you very much. I would like to side with you, stand with you. I know the honourable member has admitted to be angry, but even when you are too angry, the words nonsense follow up with a second word, which I cannot even mention here. Because when someone has done some nonsense, they must have originated from somewhere. And after nonsense, there's a hell something on top of there. So let's not go there. Honourable member, I rule you out of order for using the word nonsense. And please withdraw the word nonsense because it's not parliamentary.
Deputy Speaker, I withdraw the word nonsense and replace it by the deal does not make sense. But what I would want to pose to the August House, if this deal does not make us angry in here, then there's something wrong with all of us. There's something wrong with all of us as representatives of the people if this does not make us angry. And we are being told here that, no, you can make an inquiry, a public inquiry by Parliament, whatever committee. I mean, okay, the inquiry will be done, but this deal has to be stopped first. Yes. Stop the bleeding first. You don't have to form committees for you to kill a snake. No, you just get a stick and kill it. So this has to be stopped by government, and government is fully responsible. They are responsible for this fund. It's a public fund. So let's not cheat each other here and say, no, can you do ad hoc committees? You can start tomorrow, and then the people go to Salima, do the... It doesn't add up anything. What we need is to stop this theft. 90 billion has already exchanged hands despite the fact that the registrar, the governor has stopped it. They can't listen. What kind of impunity is this? Speaker, I'm very angry. Let me stop there. Thank you.
Thank you. Point of order. Honourable members, I will allow the Honourable Minister to clarify for the final time, and then we'll make a ruling. Thank you.
Mr. First Deputy Speaker, can I be heard in silence, please?
Honourable members, we have requested the Honourable Minister, let's listen in silence. Thank you.
I wanted to find out, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I don't know, maybe English is a language that we bought. The word rescinded and stopping, are they different? Are they different?
Communicate to me, right? Communicate to the chair, Honourable Minister. Communicate to me, Honourable Minister.
Secondly, And secondly, I want to, honorable member, don't you know that the Reserve Bank is government? Don't you know Reserve Bank is government? So when we have stopped it, that's what you're going to find out, guys.
Thank you very much, honour members. Thank you very much, honour members. I will only recognize leader. Leader, you have the floor.
First Deputy Speaker, when you talk about transparency, it's exactly what the Minister of Finance has done. To come to this August House and provide information in detail as to what transpired or what has happened in regards to the transaction in question. And government is trying to be very transparent by asking the same House to conduct an investigation to establish what really went wrong. It is in order. There's nothing wrong. We want you to go and inquire. If someone is found wanting, if someone has done something wrong, you are going to find out, and then we'll deal with them. That's what we're saying. Yes, if something has gone wrong, someone is found wanting, you are going to deal with that particular individual. That is why Parliament has got so much power to investigate any matter in this country. So the Minister of Finance says, go and do the needful. Go and do your oversight over this matter. Honorable colleagues, you will never have such opportunities. Whether it is yesterday, today, or tomorrow, a wrongdoer will be a wrongdoer, and they will be caught. So I wanted to appeal to members to remain calm. Let's take our time. Let's be guided as to how we're going to proceed with this matter. As government, we are just as angry that people can go and do such type of a thing in this country. Not this time. We will not allow this. So if there's someone, yes, that is why I am saying it is an institution that we need to investigate, all of us. End of story.
Thank you, leader. Let me guide the House as follows. Honour members, let me guide. Oh, leader, you still on the floor?
Yes, I still have the floor. In wanting to ensure that the monies that have been used or paid this far, the governor of the Reserve Bank has issued orders to get that money back. It is in clear language. So we are together. First Deputy Speaker, tomorrow, by way of guidance, we will have 2 ministerial statements from honorable ministers of energy and agriculture. After the 2 statements, we'll proceed with the debate on the SONA. I wanted to guide as such. First Deputy Speaker.
Leader, thank you very much. There's also, when you're considering business, leader, there's also a committee report from statutory committee that is on notice. So just for your knowledge and consideration as business for tomorrow. Honour members, let me guide as follows. I know it's already after 5. Government has made enough clarification. I would like to applaud government through the lead of the House and the Honourable Minister of Finance for putting back the ball to us. I know we are very capable of doing this job, and Honourable Minister, we're going to do a good job. We will investigate this, and the report will come to this House. Honourable members will debate it. If adopted, that report will form part of the way forward for government concerning these funds. So, Honourable members, you've given ideas, but they came a little early. I appreciate the anger. We are supposed to be angry. Everyone here, including cabinet, is angry with this issue. I would like to guide as such. I would like to guide as such that this issue, the Right Honourable Speaker has already been communicated. This shows the agency of the matter at hand, and the Committee on Public Accounts will be mandated to carry out this investigation. So the Committee on Public Accounts is going to investigate this issue, and the chairperson for Public Accounts, please report back to the House as the earliest possible. Honourable members, I therefore rule Honourable members,
Point of order.
we don't have time. It's
Point of
already
order.
3 after 5.
Point of
We are
order.
supposed to adjourn
It's
a few minutes ago, but there's an honourable member who is keeping a telephone, a cell phone for the honourable member for Mzimba South. You accidentally collected his iPhone. It must be in your phone, in your pocket. So the person keeping that phone, please give him back. Honourable members, it is 17:04. I therefore adjourn the House to tomorrow, Wednesday, 25th February. Meeting here. Before adjourning, there is a reminder of the workshop happening tomorrow from IPO and NDI. Committee chairpersons, committee vice chairpersons, committee clerks, and leaders of all political parties in the House. Please attend this important meeting tomorrow at 9 a.m. in room number 251. Honourable members, 17:05. I would like to adjourn the House to tomorrow, Wednesday, 25 February at 2 p.m. House adjourned.
Well, that's how the House has concluded its business today, Tuesday, 24th February 2026. A recap of today's business in the chamber. Under general business, 4 ministries, 2 questions from honorable members. These are Ministry of Agriculture, Irrigation and Water Development, Ministry of Homeland Security, Ministry of Energy and Mining, and Ministry of Education, Science and Technology. The questions came from honorable members representing the following constituencies: Lilongwe Central, Chitipa East, Mangochi Northeast, Branta Northeast, Salima North, and Branta City Michiru Chilimba. Honorable member for Mwanza Central asked the question to the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Understanding Order 69, on the issue regarding the Chikangawa forest plane crash that claimed the lives of the late Vice President, Right Honorable South Klaus Chilima, and 8 others in June 2024. Honorable member for Lilongwe Mpenu was also expected to ask the same question to the Ministry Understanding Order 14 in the future. This question attracted supplementary questions from members. Among them are Dedza Mlondini, Mulanje West, Lilongwe Mpenu, and Dedza Kasina. The Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs responded to all the questions. Honorable member for Dedza Kasina raised the matter of urgent public importance under Standing Order 14. The matter concerns the sale of Amaris Hotel to public pensions funds. Members representing following constituencies, Korakota Central and Ngompiranjuzi, contributed to the matter. Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs responded to the matter. The second First Deputy Speaker, Honorable Victor Musoa MP, has since adjourned the House to tomorrow, Wednesday, 25th February at 2 p.m. Pamenepo ndiye pamero bazokambirana za aphungu kuno ku Nyumba ya Malamulo lero lachiwiri pa 24 February 2026. Kungokumbusana zina mwa zomwe aphungu akambirana mnyumbayi. Maunduna anayi ayankha mafunso kuchokera kwa aphungu mnyumbayi, ndipo maundunawa ndi unduna woona za ulimi, unduna woona za chitetezo cha mdziko, unduna woona za mphamvu ndi migodi, komanso unduna woona za maphunziro. Aphungu omwe afunsa mafunsowa ndi oyimirira madera a Lilongwe Central, Chitipa East, Mangochi Northeast, Branta Northeast, Salima North, komanso Branta City Michiru Chilimba. Tinaonanso aphungu wa dera la Mwanza Central atafunsa funso unduna woona za chilungamo motsogozedwa ndi ndime 69 ya malamulo oyendetsera zokambirana za aphungu m'Nyumba ya Malamulo. Funsoli linali lokhuza ngozi ya ndege yomwe idachitika mdziko muno m'nkhalango ya Chikangawa mu June 2024, yomwe idatenga miyoyo ya anthu 8, kuphatikizirapo yomwe adali wachiwiri kwa mtsogoleri wa dziko lino wolemekezeka Malemu Saulos Klaus Chilima. Ndipo phungu oyimirira Lilongwe Mpenu amayembekeza uzafunsa funso lomweli m'nyumbayi motsogozedwa ndi ndime 16 ya malamulo motsogozedwa ndi ndime 14 ya malamulo oyendetsera zokambirana za aphungu mtsogolo muno. Ena mwa aphungu omwe anafunsa mafunso onjezera pa funsoli ndi Dedza Mlondini, Mulanje West, Lilongwe Mpenu, komanso Dedza Kasina. Anduna woona za chilungamo olemekezeka a Charles Muhango anayankha mafunso onsewa. Phungu oyimirira Dedza Kasina anabweretsa nkhani yofunika ku dziko motsogozedwa ndi ndime 14 ya malamulo oyendetsera zokambirana za aphungu m'nyumbayi. Nkhani iyi ndi yokhuza nthambi yoyang'anira thumba la ndalama za anthu opuma pa ntchito m'boma, Public Pensions Funds, kugula hotelo ya Amaris. Aphungu oyimirira Korakota Central komanso Lilongwe Phiranjuzi anafunsa mafunso owonjezera pa nkhaniyi, ndipo nduna yoona zachuma yayankha mafunsowa. Padakali pano achiwiri oyamba aspikala kwa aspikala a Nyumba ya Malamulo olemekezeka a Victor Musoa MP ayimisa zokambirana za aphungu kuti azakumanenso mawa lachitatu nthawi ya 2 koloko masana. Mwalo mwa anzanga onse ogwira ntchito kuno ku Parliament Broadcasting, mulani ndine Fani Mbwana.